So this is a warning from the wife of a trucker, and listening to other truck drivers complain about how much the loads are actually paying compared to how much the fuel is costing. And will it get to that point that we were in 2008 and in 2022, where truckers literally could not afford to take a load because it would be taking a loss? They would be delivering for no money, and that does not make their ends meet. And so the way things are looking right now, with where the Strait of Hormuz is, with the blockade that's going on from Iran, and then the U.S. coming back to say, tag, you're it, you block too, we gonna block you too. Listen, these are all games, but these are not fun and games. It's not fun for us on this side of the table, seeing what leaders are doing, acting like children. And that may hurt somebody's feelings. Oh well, it is what it is. The truth is truth. We are all going to face consequences for what's going on, whether it be coming out of our pocket at the gas station when we're pumping our fuel, or when we're going into the grocery store to buy our food, buying our clothes, whatever needs you have. Every single thing is going up. And just in case you forgot what happened in 2022, let me refresh your memory with this video that I shared in 2022 of this truck driver and exactly what they were going through, because this is what I see happening. Because right now it seems actually worse than it was in 2022, because they're saying that the oil barrels may go up to $200 a barrel. That's more than it was in 2022. And if they were struggling in 2022, and some of them saying, hey, we got to sit it out a little bit, and that's when we started seeing shortages all the way from 2020 to 2022, it's not looking good, y'all. So you need to be preparing. Check out his video from 2022, because this is exactly what we're about to be facing again.
So I've been asking a lot of the truckers that I run into what kind of pain they are feeling at the pump. So yesterday I talked to several of them that said they put $1,000 into their semi-truck to haul that freight that America needs to put food on the table. And there's just so many truckers that said that they're about to park their rig. They can't really afford to continue to stay in business as a small business, small owner operators. So yesterday, a few of them literally kicked the pump off when it hit $1,000. They didn't want to go over. And this guy here, I talked to him, and he's, as you can see, he's got the long tank there. And I got one long tank like that, and I also got a short tank on the other side. So he also told me that he put $1,000 in that Peterbilt. I got a 2019 Peterbilt is what I'm in, and I can put about $800 in this thing. So anyway, I want to talk about the inflation. The inflation is only going to get worse, because as I talk to more and more truckers out here, especially owner-operators where they get their own loads through the brokers, some of the companies are already saying, and it's going to get much worse, obviously, but they're already saying we're going to hang on to some of our product because we can't afford to ship it, because the trucking companies have to obviously ask for more, 20% increase or whatever, because of fuel prices. They can't make any money if they don't rise the, up to $4.50 and $4.50 per mile just to haul the freight, and sometimes closer to $5 a mile to haul the freight. So they can't really afford that. So you can see how inflation works. If they're not going to ship products because of the fuel prices, now all at once it's affecting many different products, food, clothing, all of these different things. We're going to start seeing a rise. That's how inflation works. The food starts going up, the clothing starts going up, all your possessions, everything starts costing more. That's how I see another recession on the rise. Just like in 2008, when gas prices that's the last time they were this high. And fuel prices, diesel fuel, when it gets this high and it affects the truckers, now it's going to affect the whole nation. And everything starts rising. So remember, if you try to make sense of this whole thing, it affected the truckers' wallets first before it affected your wallet. Because we're the ones that have to haul this stuff across this nation. And if we can't afford to haul it, that's going to cause a humongous recession. And they better get a grip on this nation, or they're going to lose grip real quick, real fast. Y'all have a blessed day.
Right here is, at what point you start to park your truck because it's not even worth hauling. Like this dude right here, and that truck probably gets like 6 miles to the gallon. So if he gets 6 miles to the gallon and the fuel is $7.24, how much does he have to charge to travel 1,000 miles, you know? You can't take that load for $2,500 anymore. You can't make the money between the truck payment, the insurance, just everything in general. Like how many trucks do you see filling up over here? And you know for a fact, that dude's probably taking a royal crap, and that dude's only filling up just enough fuel to get out of California. This is insane. I don't know how anybody's supposed to survive.
No food. The trooper walked back to his patrol car and made a phone call. Within 20 minutes, there were 14 more patrol cars. Within an hour, the line of trucks refusing to enter California stretched 12 miles into the Arizona desert. By noon, the blockade had spread to Interstate 80 at the Nevada border, Interstate 5 at the Oregon line, and Highway 95 coming up from Mexico. If you are standing at any of these checkpoints right now, you don't hear the rumble of diesel engines. You hear silence. Chrome bumpers glinting in the sun. Drivers sitting on their hoods with their arms crossed. And in Sacramento, the governor's office is in full panic mode. I'm Dana Sterling, and this is Maddow News. Before we go any further, I need you to do something for me. Go to your kitchen right now. Open your refrigerator. Count the number of meals you have left in there. Fresh produce, dairy, meat, anything that didn't come from a can. Count it. Because if these trucks don't start moving, that is all you have. California's supermarkets operate on a 3-day supply chain. 3 days. Tell me in the comments right now, how many days of food do you actually have in your house? What state are you watching from? Are you in California? Because if you are, you need to hear this. On January 14th, 2026, California's clean diesel mandate went into full enforcement. This is not a new law. It was passed 3 years ago. But the grace period ended 2 days ago. Here is what that means in practice. Any commercial truck with a diesel engine manufactured before 2021 is now subject to a $5,000 fine per entry into the state of California. Not per year. Per entry. If you are an independent trucker hauling lettuce from Yuma, Arizona to Los Angeles, and your truck was built in 2019, you now owe the state of California $5,000 just across the border. On top of your fuel costs, your insurance, your maintenance, and every other expense that comes with running an 18-wheeler across the desert in January. Let me give you the math, because this is where it breaks. The average independent trucker earns about $1.75 per mile after expenses. A typical haul from Phoenix to the port of Los Angeles is 375 miles. That is $656 in revenue. But now, subtract the $5,000 fine, you are not making money. You are losing $4,344 per trip. This is not a political decision. This is not about being anti-environment or pro-pollution. This is about a trucker in Tucson looking at a calculator and realizing that if he crosses that border, he goes bankrupt. So he doesn't cross. And neither do the 1,400 other independent drivers who were scheduled to make deliveries into California this week. A brand new compliant diesel truck costs between $150,000 and $200,000. The average independent trucker earns about $60,000 a year before taxes. That means it would take them 3 full years of not eating, not paying rent, not buying a single gallon of fuel to afford a new truck. And that is assuming the banks are even giving out loans, which they are not, because trucking is considered high risk right now.
I wanted to come on to say that we need to really pray for our soldiers, our servicemen and women who are fighting this war right now, this endless war, so it seems, and it's getting worse by the day. The barrels of oil have gone up, but I'll get into that in a second. But I want to say, please, please pray for them. Pray for them and their families who are worried for them that they're going to get sick. And it's not really being covered everywhere, but I'm going to share it with you guys, clips to show you that this is truly happening to them right now. And it's unfortunate. It's terrible what's happening to them because the people who sent them there just were not prepared. These soldiers are hungry. These soldiers are not receiving their daily caloric intake. They're not able to, you know what that does for you. You get foggy in the brain when you don't have the nutrients that you need to get through your day. You don't have the energy that you need to get through your day. You're frustrated. You're tired. Your patience is short. You know what it is. You know how it is. And I can only imagine the stress of war and the potential of being hit while you are out there added to all of that.
US sailors are going hungry on the Strait of Hormuz as images of tiny food portions emerge. One of the food rations allegedly pictured by a Marine on board the USS Abraham Lincoln shows a dry meat burger, a strip of processed meat, and a small portion portion of sliced carrots. But the US Navy has denied the report, saying routine menu adjustments are simply how we optimize our endurance to keep our warships in the fight.
For U.S. service members aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln, the food situation is getting worse by the day. And for many of them, it is no longer just about bad food, but about not getting enough to eat at all. New images released this morning show just how serious things have become. One tray appears to have nothing more than a single skewer and a small serving of rice. Another looks like some kind of mush with 2 eggs. And that is all. According to a family member who spoke to Newsweek, the shortage has become so severe that one service member has already lost 17 pounds during deployment. U.S. military personnel are reportedly rationing food right now aboard carriers in the Middle East. And this is not just being reported on the Abraham Lincoln. Similar concerns are now being raised on the Tripoli as well. That is what makes this situation so alarming, because with the war still ongoing, packages cannot easily be sent into the region either. That means service members are not even able to rely on care packages from home, supplies are running low, conditions are getting worse, and far more people should be paying attention to it.
We voted for leaders to protect and serve, but what are we seeing now? New photos from the USS Abraham Lincoln show service members receiving minimal food portions as reports grow that some troops have lost significant weight and aren't receiving care packages, while the Pentagon denies any shortages. What has this country become for the people who are willing to die for it? Officials deny any shortages, but trust is not built on statements alone. It is built on lived experience. And when service members feel unheard, morale is the first thing to suffer. How does a nation that spends billions on defense end up in a situation where its own deployed personnel feel unheard about basic needs?
So I can't believe that I am at the gas station. The fuel prices are almost $4, and I can't believe it because I saw yesterday on a news report. I didn't feel good, so you guys, I didn't do a video. And thank y'all if y'all supported any of my other videos. I appreciate it so very much. Continue to support the channel. It helps me produce more content, bring y'all the news that you can use, definitely here on TOMMYBITESTV. So I hope you guys are having a blessed day. Today is Thursday. Just dropped my daughter off at work. It's like 7:27. Stopped by the gas station by her job where I normally go. I looked over and the gas price was $3.95, and I said, are you serious right now? So I came on a little further because I'm going home. Got to take Gracie out, and then I got to do some things today. So I said, let me just fuel up before I go home. Okay, so I made it back to the gas station, and I paid for $40 worth of fuel. Let me see where my gas tank is. Let me see how much this puts in it. Okay, so that's where I am right now. Now at this gas station is $3.89. Down the street is $3.99. I know I hit it. There we go. I like to make sure my stuff is coming out, so I'll pull it out, you know, because I don't want to get scammed. Okay, so I'm coming out at a good pace. And we're getting $40 worth, so we'll see if I'm getting the full 40, and if I do, where it puts us. So it looks like I'm definitely going to be using the full $40. And as you can see, they only got me like 10 gallons of fuel. All right, let's see where we are. Almost at a full, not even quite at full with $40, right? Nonetheless, I'm here at the gas station. This one is $3.85. No, correction, $3.89 for regular gas. The ones up, like 89 and 90, all of that, those are almost $5. Those are $4.57 in that realm. Y'all, they are expecting these prices to go even higher because apparently Trump said, I guess yesterday, that he's, you know, willing to keep the Strait of Hormuz closed, blocked for months. So everything spiked up. The cost of a barrel of oil is now possibly going to reach $147. Now, 2 weeks after the war began, Iran made a statement saying that they expect to pay $200 a barrel.
So if the Strait of Hormuz doesn't open back up, how high could gas prices actually go? Experts are saying that in that nightmare scenario, oil could be $200 a barrel. But what does $200 a barrel actually mean in terms of gas prices? Well, it's actually pretty easy to figure out, because the general rule of thumb is that for every $10 that a barrel of oil goes up in price, gas prices go up 25 cents per gallon. So right now, with oil being $110 a barrel and the average national gas price being about $4.17, the math is easy. $6.42 a gallon. That's what gas would cost if oil hit $200 a barrel. And in parts of the country where it's already above the national average, it would be even more than that. And the truth is, at that point, it wouldn't be about gas prices anymore anyway. It would be about a total economic meltdown. It would truly be an economic Armageddon level situation. So if peace talks continue to stall, this could be our reality soon.
The Strait of Hormuz remains closed, and gas prices here in the U.S. marking a new high tonight, now at their highest point in 4 years. And of course, it's not just gas, it's diesel used to deliver goods and groceries, and the prices you're now paying.
David, gas prices today hit their highest level in 4 years. The average price for a gallon of gas now $4.20. That's up $1.26 since the start of the Iran war. With peace talks stalled and no sign that oil tankers will start moving anytime soon through the Strait of Hormuz, oil prices are still climbing. Americans are reminded every time they fill up their cars, but what they might not know is that the cost of diesel, which is used to transport just about everything, is up 45%. That is even more than gas, and that's driving up costs like shipping packages and groceries. Business owners I've talked with say they are paying twice as much now for fuel surcharges, and the longer this goes on, David, the higher those prices could go.
The worldwide fears that is causing is because everyone is affected. China's GDP has gone up like 2.25%. Germany and other European countries, they're being affected. They're saying that we are headed for a serious recession. Like, people have been holding off and doing emergency fuel. I think we were like out of emergency fuel or about to run out of emergency fuel, even though we have domestically a lot of fuel that we produce here. Prices don't go off of what we produce here. Prices go off of the world price barrels of oil. Now, this is affecting fertilizer, so farmers are not going to have the fertilizer that they need, which is going to affect our food supply.
Reality usually wins. Oil is not just gasoline. It is shipping. It is aviation. It is fertilizers. It is plastics. It is manufacturing. It is food transport. It is the plumbing system of the whole economy.
Understand about this is just how different parts of what is in the food supply chain come through the strait. So we talked about fertilizer, but fuel is a huge part of moving food around the globe. And with diesel prices way higher than they've been in years, you're seeing trucking going up in price. Plastics are going to start to go up in price. So all that packaging for food, aluminum has hit really record highs, especially in the US. And all of this is contributing to higher food prices. And it will take months to kind of ripple through these supply chains.
Yeah, and taking apart the different elements of the supply chain, let's look at fertilizer. Farmers, we know, use nitrogen fertilizer, urea. It's used to grow wheat, fruits, corn, among other things. And global urea futures are up 70% from just last year. So which parts of the world are going to bear the biggest brunt of that spike?
So about a third of global fertilizer inputs and the final product come through the strait. And the entire world is going to feel that shock because these are global markets. So we will see global prices go up, but there are certain parts of the world that will feel this stronger than others. So especially in South Asia, we've seen some countries having to shutter their own fertilizer production plants because they can't get enough fuel from the Middle East. We've seen countries recommend, cutting down on energy use. And we certainly, as the northern hemisphere growing season, comes into the southern hemisphere growing season, we'll see a disparate impact there because then those farmers will start to buy fertilizer, pushing up prices.
A lot is being affected right now. So if you have the ability to grow, go ahead and try to grow you some food, because fruit especially is going to cost more. Meat is definitely costing more. And so all those things combined, the interest rates, the Deutsche Bank is saying that those are going up. So we are expected to pay more around, everything that we use, products that we use, our home, our water, our lights, all those things are going to go up. Now, we know the lights and water going up, especially because of the data centers. But guys, we need to be preparing as much as we possibly can for the things that's going on. This is going to break the bank, for sure, for many people who are already struggling. And I just wanted to let you guys know what's happening in my area, and I'm interested to know what's going on in your area. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in another video today, because I didn't do any video yesterday. I feel like I'm going to be doing multiple videos today, but we'll see. So this is the first of I don't know how many. Turn your notifications on so you'll get them as they come out. Thanks again for supporting the channel. Stay prayed up, stay prepared, and that way you don't have to get prepared, because we don't know when that last day is going to be, right? No one knows the day, the hour. No one knows that. So we need to fill our lamps with oil right now, so we are prepared for the return. Because where we're going right now, with everything that's going on and the stories that I'm about to bring you guys, is insane. So please hit that like, share the video out, subscribe to the channel. These things help the video get out into the YouTube algorithm, and also leave your comments down below. Bye, y'all. I love you, but God loves you more.
Here's to the good days. Here's to the sorrows. If this is a mistake, I know about tomorrow. I don't wanna fight no more, cause I don't feel the need no more, no. Just wanna make it stop. Maybe it's something